Libra, something very serious will happen within 3 days. Over the next 3 days, something very serious will happen. It could be a decision, a revelation, or an event that completely changes the course of a situation you thought was under control. The universe is already in motion, and you are at the center of this transformation. Ignoring the signs can be costly, but if you pay attention, you can turn the tables in your favor. Get ready. The energy that's coming isn't subtle. These are 3 days that carry an intense emotional weight, and those who are unprepared can get lost amidst doubts, impulses, and regrets. Libra, you'll notice the weather changing. Someone walks away, a response is delayed, or a situation that was stable begins to shift without explanation. It's as if the universe is pushing you to see something you've been avoiding. These 3 days will not be random. These will be days of testing, revelation, and action. You will be called upon to make an important decision or to deal with a truth that could completely change your course. But don't worry, every tension also carries an opportunity. And if you trust your intuition, you'll realize that this something serious could be the beginning of a powerful new chapter. Libra, you have 3 days. Just 3 days before something happens that will change everything. And I'm not speaking vaguely or symbolically. I'm talking about a real, tangible event that will manifest in your life within 72 hours and that will force you to make a decision that can no longer be postponed. You can feel it, can't you? That growing pressure in your chest, that feeling that something important is rapidly approaching. This isn't anxiety, it's your internal warning system trying to prepare you for what's coming. As you read these words, the clock is already ticking. Every passing minute brings you closer to this crucial moment. And the most intense part of all this is that you won't be able to pretend you didn't see it, you won't be able to postpone it, you won't be able to ask for more time to think. When it arrives, you will have to act, you will have to choose. And that choice will define the entire course of your life for the next few years. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm preparing you for the reality that is about to knock on your door. What I'm about to reveal will make you rethink everything you thought you knew about your current situation. I'm going to show you exactly what will happen in the next 3 days, why it's happening now and not later, what signs you should look for to recognize when the moment arrives, and most importantly, how you should react to ensure this situation turns into something positive instead of becoming a regret that will haunt you for the rest of your life. Are you ready to discover what the universe is about to put in front of you and what it expects you to do about it? Libra, let me be direct with you. There's a situation in your life that you've been avoiding facing. You know exactly what it is, that thing you sweep under the rug every time it tries to surface, that conversation you need to have but keep postponing, that decision you need to make but keep inventing excuses not to, that truth you need to confront but pretend you still need more information to be sure. You've been keeping this situation in a state of suspension, believing you can continue like this indefinitely. But in 3 days, this suspension ends. In 3 days, life will force you to deal with it, whether you feel ready or not. Something will happen, a conversation you didn't expect, a revelation you can't ignore, a situation that puts you against the wall and leaves no more room for procrastination. And when that happens, you'll only have 2 possible paths. Either you finally act and take control of the situation, or you let the situation take control of you. Here's what you need to understand. This isn't a random cosmic coincidence. You were brought to this specific point because all the pieces needed to fall into place for you to make the right choice. Over the past few months, you've gone through experiences that have prepared you exactly for this moment. You've learned lessons that will only make complete sense when you're faced with this decision. You've developed strengths you didn't even know you had, and now all of that will be tested. Over the next 3 days, pay close attention. The signs will begin to appear with increasing intensity. Conversations that seem casual but carry important messages. Situations that perfectly mirror the decision you need to make. People who will say exactly what you need to hear, whether to confirm what you already know or to challenge what you've been pretending to believe. Your body will also give you signals. That feeling in your stomach when you're close to the truth. That restlessness that prevents you from relaxing. That sudden urge to act that comes out of nowhere. Don't ignore these signs. They are the universe's way of guiding you to make the right choice at the right time. And the right choice isn't always the easiest or most comfortable. In fact, for you, a Libra who values harmony and balance so much, the right choice will probably seem risky. It will seem like it could mess everything up. It will seem like it could disappoint someone or cause conflict. But it's precisely because it seems that way that you've avoided making this choice until now. Can you see how you've sacrificed what you really need for fear of creating disharmony? But regardless of the specific nature of your situation, the pattern is the same. You've been stuck between what you know you need to do and the fear of the consequences of doing it. And this paralysis has cost you dearly. It has cost you your peace of mind, your vital energy, your ability to move forward. You've remained trapped in a limited version of your life, while the extraordinary version you could be living remains out of your reach. What will happen in 3 days is the final rupture of this paralysis. It will be as if the universe is saying, "Enough. You've had enough time. Now you act or I will act for you." And when the universe acts for you, things usually don't happen in the smooth, controlled way you would prefer. They happen abruptly, intensely, impossible to ignore. That's why it's so important that you prepare now, that you connect with your inner truth now, that you make your decision now, before you are forced to react in the heat of the moment without time to process properly. Here's something crucial you need to accept. There is no perfect choice. There is no option where everyone is happy and nothing changes uncomfortably. Every real choice involves losses and gains. It involves letting go of something in order to receive something new. It involves disappointing some people in order to honor others, including yourself. And you, as a Libra, have a particular difficulty with this because you are always looking for that magic solution where everyone wins and no one gets hurt. But that solution doesn't exist in this case. You'll have to choose a side. You'll have to prioritize one thing over another. You'll have to say yes to one possibility and no to another. And the hardest part is that you'll have to do this knowing that your choice will have permanent consequences. It's not one of those decisions you can easily reverse if you don't like the outcome. It's one of those choices that define your life's trajectory. So how do you decide? How do you make the right choice when everything seems so complicated and confusing? The answer is simpler than it seems. You choose what makes you feel most alive, not what makes you feel safest, not what makes you feel most accepted, not what keeps everyone comfortable, but what makes your heart race with excitement even when your mind is full of fear. What makes you feel like you're finally being true to yourself, even when it means being difficult with others? You know that feeling. It's the one that comes when you consider the option your soul truly desires, before your mind starts listing all the reasons why you shouldn't choose it. It's that moment of absolute clarity before doubts flood everything. It's that inner yes you hear before you start negotiating with yourself about whys and maybes. That's your true compass. And in 3 days, you'll need to trust it completely. Libra, something you need to understand is that the seriousness of what's coming isn't in the event itself, but in the long-term implications of your response to it. The moment itself may even be relatively simple: a conversation, an invitation, an opportunity, a revelation. But how you respond to that moment will create ripples that will spread throughout your life for years to come. It will determine what kind of person you become. It will define what kind of life you will live. It will set the standards for how you handle difficult situations going forward. If you choose based on fear, fear of conflict, fear of change, fear of disappointing others, you will reinforce a pattern that has already limited you for too long. You will teach yourself that it is safer to stay small, that it is better not to take risks, that you should always put the needs and opinions of others before your own. And this pattern will follow you and repeat itself in future situations, making it increasingly difficult to break. But if you choose based on truth, the truth of what you truly want, the truth of what you truly feel, the truth of who you truly are, you will establish a completely new standard. You will teach yourself that you have courage, that you trust yourself, that you are willing to stand up for what you believe in, even when it's difficult. And that pattern will also repeat itself, making it increasingly easier to make choices aligned with your authenticity. Over the next 3 days, you will likely experience moments of clarity, alternating with moments of confusion. There will be times when you know exactly what you need to do, followed by times when you doubt everything. This is normal. Don't let doubt convince you to do nothing. Inaction is also a choice, and it's usually the worst one. When the time comes to act, you don't need to be absolutely certain. You just need enough courage to take the first step. And about the pressure to make the perfect choice, let go of that now. There is no perfect choice. There is only the best choice you can make with the information and state of mind you have at this moment. And even if later you look back and think you could have done things differently, that doesn't invalidate the choice you make now. You are doing the best you can with what you have, and that is enough. Another important thing, don't consult everyone you know trying to find the right answer. You won't find your truth in other people's opinions. Each person you consult will give you advice based on their own experiences, fears, and limitations. They will tell you what they would do, not what you should do. And in the end, you'll be even more confused because you'll have 50 different opinions pulling you in opposite directions. Consult only yourself. Sit in silence. Breathe deeply. Ask your heart what it truly wants, and then listen without judging, without editing, without trying to make the answer seem more reasonable or acceptable. Just listen to the raw, honest truth that emerges from within you. That is your answer. It may not be the one you wanted to hear. It may not be the one that seems easiest, but it is your truth, and it is the only one that matters when the time comes to decide. Libra, what happens in the next 3 days will also reveal who is truly on your side and who was only there while you remained comfortable and predictable. Some people in your life will support your courageous choice. They will celebrate you finally standing up for what you believe in. They will respect your authenticity even if they don't fully understand your decision. These are your true people. These are the ones worth keeping around. Other people will react negatively. They will try to make you feel guilty. They will question your judgment. They will try to convince you to back down. And that will hurt because it will probably include people you love and whose opinions you value. But their reactions say more about themselves than about you. They say something about their own fears, their own limitations, their own needs to keep you in a specific role that serve them. Don't let other people's reactions determine your choices. You're not on this earth to live up to other people's expectations. You're here to live your own life, to develop your own potential, to follow your own path. And sometimes that means following a path that others don't understand or approve of. And that's okay. They don't need to understand. They don't need to approve. You just need to be true to yourself. Here's something that might give you courage. 10 years from now, you won't regret being brave. You won't regret making the difficult but true choice. You won't regret standing up for what you believed in even when no one else supported you. But you will regret letting fear paralyze you. You will regret letting the opinions of others determine your life. You will regret letting this opportunity pass because you were afraid of disrupting the artificial harmony you've been maintaining. The next 3 days are a countdown to the most important moment you will face this year. Every passing hour brings you closer to that crossroads. And when you get there, when you're face to face with the choice you need to make, I want you to remember this. You are much stronger than you imagine. You have much more courage than you think. You are capable of much more than you have allowed yourself to believe, and you deserve to live the extraordinary life that only becomes possible when you have the courage to make extraordinary choices. Use these 3 days wisely, not to try to avoid what is coming, because it cannot be avoided, not to try to find an easy way out, because there is none. Use them to connect deeply with your inner truth, to strengthen your resolve, to remember who you truly are beneath all the layers of conditioning and external expectations. Use them to prepare yourself mentally and emotionally to do the right thing even when it is difficult. And above all, use these 3 days to make peace with uncertainty. You won't have all the answers. You won't know exactly how things will unfold. You won't have guarantees that everything will work out. But you will have something far more valuable: the certainty that you are being true to yourself. The certainty that you are making choices based on your inner truth instead of external expectations. The certainty that you are living with integrity. And that certainty is worth more than any external guarantee. Libra, when the moment arrives, and you'll know when it does, because you'll feel that intense pressure that now is the time. Don't hesitate. Hesitation will make you question, doubt, and back down. Trust the first impulse that comes from your heart before your mind starts to analyze and complicate things. This first impulse is usually your inner wisdom trying to guide you. It's your intuition telling you what you need to do. Listen to it, trust it, act accordingly. And after you act, don't torture yourself with what-ifs. What if you had chosen differently? What if this is a mistake? What if you should have thought more? No, you made your choice. Now trust it, commit to it, support yourself with it, even if it's difficult at first, even if it seems like you messed everything up. Give the consequences time to fully unfold before judging whether it was the right choice. Most of the time, courageous choices seem wrong at first. It feels like you've made a terrible mistake. This happens because you're leaving behind the familiar and comfortable to enter unknown territory. And unknown territory always feels uncomfortable at first. But it's in that discomfort that growth happens. It's in that uncertainty that you discover what you're truly capable of. It's in that courage that you become the most powerful and authentic version of yourself. Something very serious is going to happen in 3 days, Libra. Something that will force you to choose between continuing to be who you've been or finally becoming who you are capable of being. Between maintaining artificial peace or creating true harmony based on authenticity. Between living for the approval of others or living for your own satisfaction. The choice is yours. It always has been. But now, for the first time, you will no longer be able to postpone this choice. The universe has placed you in this position because it knows you are ready. It may not seem like you're ready. You probably feel unprepared, scared, uncertain. But true preparedness doesn't come from having all the answers or eliminating all fears. It comes from having experienced enough of life to have developed the wisdom necessary to navigate difficult situations. And you have that wisdom. You just need to trust it. For the next 3 days, take good care of yourself. Get enough sleep. Eat well. Spend time in nature if possible. Do things that calm and center you. You will need to be in your best mental and emotional state when the time comes. Don't arrive at that moment exhausted, stressed, disconnected from yourself. Arrive rested, present, connected to your inner strength. Perhaps someone will come back with a sudden proposal, or a long-delayed conversation may finally take place. It could be a request for forgiveness, or an ultimatum. Libra, pay attention to the silent signs. People changing their behavior, indirect messages, strange coincidences. All of this is part of the puzzle, and whoever knows how to read between the lines will have a head start. But be careful with impulsive decisions. This is a time when you need to listen more than you speak, observe more than react, and to feel more than to assume. Your biggest challenge over these 3 days will be dealing with the unexpected while maintaining composure. You may face a difficult choice, to stay or to leave, to accept or to impose limits, to trust or to walk away. Perhaps something you've been hoping for a long time will finally happen, but not in the way you imagined. Or someone might show you a side of yourself that you weren't prepared to see. The opportunity lies in how you will react. This moment can strengthen you, empower you and set you free, but only if you have the courage to act with clarity and truth. You're going to need to take a stand, to say yes or to say no, to close a cycle or to start again. But this time, without a doubt and without fear. And remember, you are not alone in this. Other Librans around the world are going through similar moments of crucial choice. There is a collective energy supporting you all. There is a greater force working to ensure that you have the courage to make the choices that will free you from old limitations. You are part of something much bigger than just your individual situation. If this message reached you, it wasn't by chance. It was because you needed to hear it. You needed to be warned. You needed time to prepare internally before the crucial moment arrived. Use this gift. Don't ignore the warning. Don't pretend it doesn't apply to you. You know it does. You can feel the truth of it resonating within you at this very moment. That resonance is your confirmation that you understood the message correctly. Share in the comments if you can feel that something important is about to happen in your life. You don't need to detail what it is, just acknowledge that you are ready to face what is coming. This act of public acknowledgement strengthens your commitment to yourself. It makes it harder to back down when the time comes. It connects you with others who are going through similar choices. Subscribe to the channel now because you'll need guidance after making your choice. You'll need support navigating the consequences and changes that will come afterward. You'll need validation that you did the right thing, even when others around you are questioning it. And I'll be here to give you exactly that. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any crucial guidance in the coming days and weeks. You have 3 days, Libra. 3 days to prepare, 3 days to connect with your truth, 3 days to gather your courage. And then, when the moment comes, you will be ready, you will be strong, you will be clear. And you will make the choice that will change everything. The choice that will finally set you free and allow you to live the life you were meant to live. The choice that will transform you from someone who reacts to life into someone who creates life. The choice that will show you that you have always been